Sunday. Welcome to the Sassy Kitchenista. I'm hanging out this afternoon with Dakota, who's my wingman today, and Matt and Sierra are bringing up the rear. They just came back from a fabulous bike ride in Philadelphia where Matt was trying out his brand new road bike, and I'm jealous because I don't have a road bike right now, but I'm working on it. So, and I will need a road bike because today I thought we would make some funnel cake. I know with COVID-19 and social distancing and lots of events being canceled, one of the events that happens nationwide are fairs and carnivals, and they're all being canceled this summer, unfortunately. And that means we're gonna miss treats like fried butter and fried Kool-Aid and fried Oreos and fried just about everything. But one of the things I really love about carnivals and fair season is funnel cake. It's like a little tasty, greasy donut, and it can be topped or covered with a variety of things. And so the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to make a basic funnel cake recipe. I did not post this recipe today. You know, I'm kind of slow on getting it up there, but it's really, really simple, right? So we're going to just go ahead and get right into it. The first thing we're going to do is put in 2 cups of flour. You know, simple all-purpose flour goes in. You know.
Sheila Parham says hi, sweetie pumpkins.
Hey, Sheila.
And Ramona Jennings.
Hey, Ramona. And so you just pop in 2 cups of flour. One of my friends actually uses whole wheat flour. That's a little too healthy for me, so I'm going to stick with old-fashioned white flour. All right, once we get our flour in, and I'm hoping that, you know, many of you just have these items at home and you can just pull it up. I'm trying to do some things that typically you would have in your house, and you can just pull them together and make something you might not normally be thinking about. The next thing I'm going to put in this particular recipe is a little bit of brown sugar, just to give the dough a little bit of sweetness, but not make it donutty, sugary sweet, because typically the toppings are really heavy in sugar. So I'm just going to do a quarter cup of light brown sugar, and I'm not actually going to pack the sugar. Most recipes call for packed brown sugar, but I'm going to loosely pack it and drop it on in there. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of, where's my little teaspoon? And a teaspoon of salt. So I just pull it up. You know, ideally you want to measure out ahead of time and put it in a container, but since this is a really simple one, I'm just putting it in as we do it. So a little baking powder and a little bit of salt. I have this kind of bougie electric salt.
Let's see it. Let's see it. All right, ready?
Yes.
Press the button. You see that button right there? Let's go.
And the salt comes out like this. All right.
Is that pink Himalayan salt?
It is pink Himalayan salt, Dakota. Thank you for asking. And I can just eyeball this, so I just pop it in. And then what I do is really, I just take a spoon and I mix up these dry ingredients. Now, some recipes will ask you to mix the dry up in one bowl and mix the wet up in another bowl, and go ahead and do it. But for today's purposes, you know, it's nice to be able to do all that, but sometimes you just want to throw it all in the pot. So since this is already mixed right now, the next thing I'm going to do before I mix the wet in is we're going to get our oil started. So I'm using a heavy, pot because you want room to kind of spread out your funnel cake. Ooh. And today I'm going to use some vegetable oil.
Julie Christina says so bougie.
I am not bougie.
And Justin's watching. I mean, we just saw you press a button on
all
a...
right, I'm a little bougie. All right, fair enough. I am a little bougie. All right. I try not to be. That's not true either. I am bougie. I like it. I'm owning it. I'm okay.
Your salt shaker needs to be recharged every day.
All right, so anyway, I'm taking my bougie stuff and I'm just stirring it around in the bowl, making sure it's all mixed up, cutting out any lumps that might be there from the brown sugar, and then I'm just going to add the wet to it. So I'm going to make a little, Cody, you got this? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just going to make a little well, and I'm going to throw in 2 eggs. Bloop, bloop.
Parham said happy pride.
Happy Pride. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Actually, I'm going to throw a little extra in because, you know, why
I'm
not?
bougie.
Because I'm bougie. And I'm going to grab some milk out of the refrigerator and throw in 2 cups of milk. So that could be your number for today, too. Let 2 be your number. 2 cups of milk, 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs. If you don't have baking powder to put in, don't put it in. You know, it's not really going to make or break it. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in 2 cups of milk. I'm going to actually start with 1.5 cups because sometimes it feels like maybe it's a little too thin for me. It's a little too thin for me, so I want to do this. But I want to add a little bit of richness, so I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of melted butter as well. Because quite frankly, you can never have too much butter. And then we're going to mix it up. And it'll start to come together and look kind of like pancake mix. That's kind of what we want. We want a nice, thick, break up there, pancake mix. And that looks pretty good, but it still is a little thick. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that other 1/2 cup of milk in. And I'm going to scrape this off with my wooden spoon. And for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and use my hand mixer. Just because I want it all incorporated as much as I can. So I'm gonna pull out my trusty dusty, get in there, plug it in. My little trusty dusty hand mixer. I'm gonna go ahead and just get this nice and mixed up. Yes, I mean, you can do it by hand, and it's no big deal, but I wanna just use it because I have the tool to make sure it is, ooh. Nice, nice. And I'm gonna do this for about a minute. Ooh.
Ramona says she loves eggs.
Nice. And tilt it, mix it. Stop that right there. So here's the cool thing about funnel cake. You can make as many variations with funnel cake as you want. If you want to make it chocolate, then you do 1.5 cups of flour and then 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. And then you have chocolate funnel cake. If you like more of a spicy kind of funnel cake, if you want to add some ground ginger, some ground cinnamon, and give it that kind of fall taste, you can go do that too. So you can add or subtract anything you want to your funnel cake to suit the taste that you like. And this is the consistency you want. You want something that, if you were making pancakes, it would be too thin. So kind of more on the watery side, kind of like a milkshake. Like that thick kind of, it coats the back of your spoon, but it's a little too thin if you wanted to make pancakes. So you just kind of work with it, but you definitely want that nice thin mixture. All right, our oil is heating up. Now the fun thing about funnel cakes is that there's no right way to make a funnel cake. You kind of just get it all in there and drop it into your oil, and you make a little design, you flip it over, and it's cooked. And then the fun comes with however you want to top your funnel cake. So today we brought out a couple of toppings. So I have some fresh strawberries that I found at the farmer's market yesterday.
Actually, Coleman's here.
Hi, Coleman.
Oh, let me test the freshness.
Please test the freshness, Dakota. Oh, you're so. How is it?
Tastes pretty fresh to me.
I'm so glad. All right, so all I did with these strawberries is sprinkle about a tablespoon of sugar on it and let
I thought they were sweet. I was like, good.
You don't think they're sweet?
No, I do. That's why I was like, oh, they're
They're
sweet.
not, I mean,
They're not sweet.
Good. So we have our strawberries up there. I have ice cream in the freezer. I have whipped cream in the refrigerator. You know, you can throw chocolate chips on them, you can throw coconut on them, you can put whatever you want on the top. It's all about what you like. The fun of funnel cake is actually getting it into the pan. Now, ideally, you want a little squeeze bottle, like those old school ketchup and mustard bottles that you would get in a diner and you squeeze it all out. But since most of us do not have that, I think most of us have one of these. It is a simple little Ziploc plastic bag, right? So we're going to take some of this batter and we're going to just put it into our little Ziploc bag. Whoosh. And ideally, you won't be as messy as I am. Do you have this, Cody?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit in. And we're going to seal it up as we clean up our little mess that we're making here. Ever notice sometimes when you're working in the kitchen, you say we when it's actually only one person making the mess, and that's you? However, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to clip the end, and that is what we're going to use to pour into our oil. So I just want to test my oil for temperature.
I'm gonna come over there.
All right, please do. Leave my hands off a little bit. And I want to see how hot my oil is. I want it about 375, so I pop a little water in. That looks like a nice temperature to go ahead and put my funnel cake.
Let me back up.
Oh, come now.
Nah.
I'm not going to hurt you a lot.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
Just saying. And we're going to, and you only want to snip a little piece. So I'm just going to go into the middle right here.
Donna is watching.
Hey, Donna. And I'm going to just snip a little hole because you don't want a lot of your stuff coming out. And that might even be a little big, but we'll give it a shot. So we're going to just try to squeeze a little in and see what we got going on. And I'm going to flip it up and we'll see. Hopefully it'll come together. Otherwise it'll be just lots of little pieces of funnel cake rocking and rolling. So we're going to give it a couple of seconds to kind of come together. But that's a nice little bubble you have going on in your pan, in your pot right now. And I'm going to try to lift it up. Ah! And there is our little funnel cake coming together. I'm going to just move this out the way, Cody. And it doesn't take long for funnel cake to cook, but you do want to make sure it's cooked. So we just want to give it about 30 seconds on one side, and then we'll give it another 30 seconds on the other side. Oh, that looks good. It looks really, really, really good.
The birds are back.
The birds are back. We've had some mourning doves on our porch. I don't know if Cody can really get a good view of them.
Right,
Without
if you
giving
guys can
people
see it in the
vertigo.
middle of it, in the middle of the windows, there's that bird.
And we had a family of mourning doves come, and they had 2 babies, and the babies survived, and then they flew away. It was kind of sad. And then we're going to turn this over, and you see that nice golden brown you got going on right there? Mm-hmm.
I'd call that rose golden.
What you call that, Rose?
I'd call that
rose?
perfectly toasted bread color.
All right, fair enough. I would call
This
that
is
perfectly
this
toasted.
is the bread color of commercials. When like, here's a new breakfast sandwich, and it's on white bread. It will be this color.
All right, fair enough. I will give you that. And it's just bubbling away. Oh my gosh, there is nothing like funnel cake as far as I'm concerned. Ooh,
Well, at least you're not charging $20 for.
that is true. That is true. But I miss going to the fairs and finding folks that make things deep fried that you never in a million years thought about eating. I don't know. I can't go with the deep fried Kool-Aid, but I know there are folks
I've had.
that like it.
I was at the OC Fair. I had deep fried Kool. It honestly
Was it good?
wasn't good. Wasn't terrible. It was literally just Kool-Aid
Mixed in.
powder mixed into basically anything that they can fry. It's not even like. So it was more like they used that powder and Kool-Aid and just made a fried ball of dough.
Oh, no. I did have a friend who tried fried butter. That was just too weird.
That sounds like I'm gonna clutch my chest when I leave.
think you might be clutching your chest. However, apparently fried butter is a really cool thing for folks to eat when they go to the fair. And you know, if any of you are watching, can you let us know the craziest fried thing that you've had and that you wish you could have again or you never ever want to have again?
Can I try putting stuff in?
You go. Oh my lord, Dakota wants to try to put one in. All right, here's.
Sierra, can you come film?
No, I'll film.
Oh, you'll film?
All right, I'm gonna pull this out, and we're gonna have Dakota. No, I'll pull it out. Dakota's going to try to make a funnel cake. So here is our completed funnel cake. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this out, shake it a little bit, and then I'm gonna put it on a rack so that all the excess oil will just kind of drain off into the pan. And so Dakota, it's not gonna pop on you.
I'm trying to fold this.
Oh, look how handsome he is. Oh, Julia, fried Oreos. Good, closer. Oh, good. And keep it close. Let me see if I can see Dakota doing his thing. Wait, Cody is a little bit of a bodybuilder, so his arms are so big. Oh my God, fried bacon wrapped hot dog, Dakota, Justin. Woo! And of course, Dakota will make it as big as humanly possible.
I'm gonna use the rest of this one.
Okay, go do it. Do your thing, but get it in quick.
Mom, you should cut it on the corners of the bag.
You know what? Don't let me stop you from making your stuff any way you want to. Oh my goodness! Look at our little fried dough cooking up. Dakota will not leave a piece of funnel cake batter
There's kids
in the
starving in
bag.
Africa, Mom. They're probably like, I wish I had funnel cake.
Oh, my
What is
Lord.
funnel cake?
Ay, ay, ay. We're working on them, my friends. So you just put your funnel cake in and you just leave?
I had to wipe it off my hand.
Oh, Sheila, how are fried pickles? I can't even imagine. All right, Cody has his tongs. Just right now, you want to
I'll
just,
leave it and let it.
you're going to let it do its thing?
Yeah.
All right.
It kind of shifted over to the side. It's kind of weird.
Okay, so now you want to take your tongs
Yep.
and you want to just go under. There you go. You just want to make sure it's loose.
How do yours make like a perfect donut shape?
Because I'm smart. And just let it ride. It's looking good.
I followed your direction. I saw you do it.
Oh, we will see about that, my friend. Your big old hand is in the way. So we have quite a fried whatever. I'm with you, Jill. I am so with you. Fried whatever. Oh, I did have fried ice cream once. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was really, really good. I just don't have enough stomachs for the amount of fried I want.
I'm about to flip it.
Okay. You can get it. Be gentle. Be gentle. It's not going to splatter. There you go. Oh, look at that nice golden color. Nice, 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 nice.
And I'm going to let that sit for about 30 seconds or so.
Okay, well, hold your cameraman. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this first one we had done.
Does calamari count? No.
Well, I guess it counts for the calamari. We're looking around and minding their own damn business. And now they're sitting on your plate with some marinara sauce. And so I'm going to just add the traditional topping, which is the powdered sugar. Right? I mean, typically, whenever you go get a funnel cake, they pile on a pound of powdered sugar. That's the best part. And so you just throw that baby on. And we need a taste tester. Sierra, can you give us a taste test?
Come on, Sarah.
All right, so we're gonna bring Big Matt over into the kitchen.
Big Mac? Wow. I don't know.
You're 6'12".
I call that sizeism. You said 6'12".
6'12", right?
All right,
Yeah,
man.
I'm Wizard Kelly.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, let's see.
First bite.
That thing is hitting. That's good.
All right, we have it rolling.
All right. Let me take out.
We have Matt's seal of approval, so we're rolling. Yes, Ramona, ice cream.
This is what it is. This is perfection right
So imagine, Ramona, a big old scoop of ice cream covered with a coating. Sometimes it's a little coconut or something like that. I don't quite know what the coating is. It covers that scoop of ice cream. And then they kind of make it a day or two ahead so it gets hard.
Well, they
and
freeze
right.
it and with nitro or dry ice and stuff, so it's rock hard. So by the time
And then they
it's
drop
frying-
it in the fryer really quickly. And so when you get it out, the coating is deep fried, but the ice cream is not melted. And then you just crack into it. Oh my God, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. That's all right. Get the pieces. And then you and I are going to switch because I'm going to throw a couple more funnel cakes in. Woo, woo, woo. All right, you film. I'll switch. All right, so now what I'm going to do, since I showed you how to do it in the bag, I'm going to show you how to do it in something else. So I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to actually put the batter just into a little measuring cup and pour it from the measuring cup. Just to show you the couple of different ways you can figure out how to make your funnel cake. All right, so I have my measuring cup, I have my oil, and I'm just going to pour. And you just want to take your time and pour your baby in and create your funnel cake.
Might as well use it.
You know, I know you think I should always use as much as humanly possible, but I'm gonna go ahead and rock and roll with this if you let assist it.
More, please.
First of all, I haven't even got any. Back off. I mean, Matt, you can have some of these right here. These are all the other these are the fully crunchy round pieces.
My pizza.
That's what I said. You can have. You can, Matt, I said.
Dakota, and Dakota's just kind of like, don't touch my funnel cake.
I said you can have this.
Cody said,
Come here.
Get out of this kitchen, boy.
Take these. Take these.
No, it's all right. I don't want the scrap.
Crystal West says, "Can I come borrow that skillet though?"
No, Crystal, but I appreciate you asking for it.
I don't like to refer to it as a skillet. I know you can't borrow me.
Oh, nice. Oops. And over it goes, Cody. See, and it doesn't take long to make a funnel cake. I mean, you can make a batch and make a half a dozen funnel cake in 10 minutes. I mean, it really takes about 3 minutes to cook a funnel cake. Now, if you happen to have a kitchen that has a big ass deep fryer in it, then it would take you a minute and a half. But if you have just a
If you have an industrial Disney-sized
kitchen,
kitchen.
in case you have one, by all means, you can zip it out. But with this one, it's easy to make. I think it's fun. If you have kids, and I'd say not so much younger kids, not toddlers, but if you have kids that are kind of over 5, 6 or so, it's a really fun activity to do with them because they can work with you. The heat is not high, popping like you might be frying chicken. So you don't, as you can see, you don't see a lot of oil popping on you. So you're not really, the odds of you getting burned or hurt are pretty minimal. But it's something you can make if you don't want to do the traditional, chocolate chip cookies or rolling out cookies. And you can eat it right away, and they love it. And they can have fun picking out the toppings they want to put on it. They can have fun with any number of things. So we're going to pull this next one out, and we're going to throw another one in really quickly before I let you all go on this fabulous
It is a nice day out today.
It is. So those of you that are on the West Coast, here on the East Coast, it's going to be about 90 degrees today. And here in New Jersey, the restrictions have just started to get lifted. So stores are reopening.
But, you guys, don't forget about the second wave. Some states already opened up, but they had to close down all bars and everything because of spikes the week after they opened up. So just be safe out there.
I should know that my son would know about what's happening with bars these days. Right?
Okay.
Fabulous 23-year-old. But I agree with Dakota. Please be safe out there.
Let the second wave get everyone, and then we come out, we'll be safe, all right?
I'm hopeful that, this will all be an interesting memory this time next year, but we are not to this time next year. So please make sure you're wearing your mask at all possible times. I do recognize there's sometimes you may need to not have it on. Often when I'm out exercising, I have to pull my mask off a little bit
so you can breathe better.
Breathe.
Yeah.
But I try to do that kind of exercising when I'm out early in the morning because I don't want anybody else to feel uncomfortable. But it does disturb me when I am out and about and I see people just not practicing social distancing or not wearing their mask, and I'm thinking, do you not care about the rest of us? But I'm going to try to hold my judgmental peace for that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip number 4. What?
Strawberry. We're going to make...
Are you snapping your finger at me? and saying strawberry?
No, I was trying to get your attention to be like,
Don't make me use these.
Avatar, the last airbender. Earth, wind,
These
the
are-
fire.
These are lethal instincts. Pow, 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 pow.
The world will need him once again in thousands of years.
I get you get your dance on while your things are cooking. Whoop, 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 whoop. Don't laugh about my dance moves. All right, I know somebody can appreciate them. I just haven't found that person yet. But eventually, somebody will come and say, "Oh, your dancing is so great. Let me pay you." Oh, they look good.
Heath Cinnamon is watching.
Hey, Cinnamon!
Oh,
Cinnamon, Cody does not remember you because he was just a little guy the last time he saw you. But how's the weather in Florida, my friend? Ah. Ooh, they look great. All right, we're going to cook one more. Or finish this one that we have cooking. You know, if any of you want one, we're right here in South Jersey. So if you want to zip by, we're here. So feel free to come on and get one.
if there's any left.
What do you want to put on yours, Cody? You want to do strawberries and cream?
Yes, strawberries and cream.
All right, so we're gonna grab this. Do you want this one? This one that you actually cooked?
Well, I don't know if we should finish cooking them because we have one left.
We are gonna put the one we have left in.
Wow, that one's thick.
It is
That's this a big boy.
Oh my lord. And what I'm gonna try to attempt to do with these is actually make a couple of little ones. So I just make a little circle and another little circle and another little circle. And I'm making two little
But yeah,
small
we
ones.
can do the ones I made, which is this one or this one?
This one.
The
With
powdered one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or do you want to go plain?
No, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take. I'm sorry, Cody. Cody's powdered sugar. One.
I don't want a defective one anymore.
Oh my God! You're killing me. And we're gonna put some fresh strawberries on. Now these are whole strawberries because, you know, they're just so small. I figured I didn't want to half them up. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of strawberries and throw them on top. Ooh, looks good. And then I'm gonna grab some whipped cream. I do like Cool Whip, but when I want whipped cream, I want
Thick whipped cream. Let me
real
see.
whipped cream.
Oh, heavy. Oh, this is cream. This ain't that.
All right, first I gotta get the little crispy dough, and then we're gonna throw some cream in there. Ooh, oh the hell with it. Life
I'm
is
about
short.
to. Yeah,
Life
there
is
you
short.
go.
Throw the whipped cream on.
Quit playing with me.
Ah, my friend, I'm so sorry. What was I thinking, son? What was I thinking? And I'm just gonna turn these, and I'm gonna tell you, Cody, to go ahead and grab a fork out of the drawer. Our trusty little flatware drawer.
I want the black one.
Of course you do. All right. And now I'm going to suggest that you. Ooh, I have to try this.
It's crazy that she's trying the one I made, but is
Oh,
it good?
That's good. All right, this is good too.
Okay, yo,
That's really tasty, Cody.
stop taking pieces off this.
Tasting them. Wow, that's good.
All right, let's see how these are.
Okay,
Okay.
and those are our little ones finishing up. As I try to chew and talk. I highly recommend you give a quick funnel cake recipe a try. 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of milk, 2 eggs, a little butter if you're so inclined, but you don't have to, and a sprinkle of sugar. I mean, it's really, really simple. Whip it up, put it in a little bit of oil, and treat yourself and your family. You will wow and amaze everybody with the whole funnel cake thing. Everybody will be happy. It's fried sweet dough. Who is not thrilled with that?
Justin says he definitely missed livings at home sometimes.
Utilize any topping that you want. You know, I'm a fan of if you want to throw some bacon on top. A little
Ooh.
bacon, some chocolate, some strawberries.
Cheesecake,
Woo! Whatever you got, toss it on there.
pizza.
And enjoy a really cool dessert that makes everybody happy. So I'm going to stop with that. I'm going to tell you all to have a marvelous Sunday. We're going to stop here in the Sassy Kitchen, and I'm going to put these last two up.
All right, let's look at that.
Let folks.
All right, let me do
find
one
out
last
first.
overview real
Oh,
quick.
Please do, Dakota. All right. So Cody's doing his last thingy. And let me show you how quickly you just throw a little powdered sugar on them. And lo and behold, they become magic. And you can never, quite frankly, put too much powdered sugar on anything. All right, except sometimes if you do, you might, be careful how you breathe with the powdered sugar, otherwise you'll be choking on it and then it takes all the fun out of eating something with powdered sugar on it. It's true.
All right.
I will see all of you next week. If you want to reach out, you know how to find me. Dakota has gotten me set up with my YouTube channel, so hopefully I'll be able to give you that information. But right now, I think we've uploaded one video, and it's called Tamara the Sassy Kitchenista on YouTube.
And the first one's called How to Make Key Lime Pie.
How to make key lime bars.
Key lime
I think our
bars.
first episode.
Yes.
So I'm moving on to TV, my friend.
So all these videos will be uploaded to YouTube too. If you guys want to watch them there, it also will be a little bit easier for you to watch them on YouTube. It's gonna have the same, directions, everything in there. So show some love. All right, we're out.
Bye.